Hello, I am Amanda-Louise from Amanda-Louise Night Weddings, Proposals and Events. I am a wedding planner and also a celebrant in Somerset. I work across the West Country and the UK. This video today is about how to pick the right wedding planner. So questions to ask when you're interviewing for a wedding planner to work alongside you to create your big special day. Let's face it, wedding planning journey, you're going to be working with them for some time. So you want to know that you've got that rapport, you've got that trust and confidence in them. Are they a problem solver? Do they like logistics? How are they listening to you? Do they fully understand your ideas? And do you meet the same tone and style together? And have they got your back when there's difficulties as well? So how to choose a wedding planner. Here are my 10 top tips about things that you should think about. So number one is ask about how long have they been in the business? How long have they been in the industry? Do they like logistical planning and what their experience is? So for me, many moons ago, I was in the police, ex-police. I've been in the events industry for over 30 years now, been a public speaker for all that time as well. Logistical planning, I just love it. Details, 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 and all of that preparation before really does help, having that on the day. So that's the sort of things that you need to be asking is what do they like to do? What don't they, like? Because, that's what wedding planning is about, being problem solvers and all those planning and that attention to detail. Do they have that eye? The second question would be, do they work on their own? Are they a sole wedding planner or is there a team with them? So that's quite a relevant question to ask because, we're talking about independent wedding planners here. So for me, I am a wedding planner, but I also have a team around me in my business. I have another wedding planner who works with me. I have wedding assistants because obviously, some big weddings, we need to, pull in all of the team as well. So are they on their own or are they part of a team? So the third question is, I would say, ask them how they handle stress. Now, weddings are an emotional roller coaster, aren't they? We've got this wedding planning journey and there's on the day as well. Weddings can be stressful. It is a roller coaster of emotion. So I would ask them, how do they react to stress? Stress and mental health is really a big important thing in our lives. So just how do they deal with it generally? Because you want to have somebody that is not flappable, that is going to stay calm. So that is a question to ask. So for me, I've been in many, many stressful situations. Staying calm is what I do, and finding all that information out first. So that's the first question. That's that question. Number 4, and I've heard another planner ask this as well. So, and it's a really good one. Ask them, what's the worst thing that's happened to them during a wedding? Now, I know we just think, oh, there's never going to be any hiccups on the day, but sometimes it does happen. It doesn't matter all the planning that you have. Some things do happen. So ask them, what's the worst thing that happened? But what you're trying to look at is, how did they deal with it? How did they deal with that scenario? So, you might not want all the gory details, all the war history and that sort of thing. And of course, there's client confidentiality, but it is something to ask. So for me, I think, and I remember back of a wedding actually last year, it was an outdoor wedding. They had chosen to have this on a working farm. It was really, really beautiful and hired in, the marquee generator, that sort of thing. 40 minutes before all of these guests arrived, the diesel generator that was hired in from a company caught light. So that, I would say, was a real horror story for me because it was just about the caterers were about to switch on, and of course we now have a fire. So what did I do? Well, I stopped the farmer from pouring water over the generator. That was a start off, and just cleared everybody out of that situation, dealt with the fire. And the next thing obviously was to ring that company and insist that generator was replaced. So it is, just how do they deal with in the moment? So anyway, that is a bit of a war story, isn't it? So question number 5, ask them, how do they deal with family dynamics? Weddings bring out the best and the worst in people, and I'm sure you've heard this before, but it's quite right. So often, and with guests coming around, I don't know, some people don't always get on. You've got family dynamics. How are you going to deal with that? Often there's tension in the family. Maybe parents don't like the idea of your wedding, how you're going, the style that you want it, and that sort of thing. After, weddings are very different now to what they were, then, back when they had their weddings, isn't it? So ask them, how do they deal with family dynamics? For me, I have to say, I see this time and time again, and I put my facilitator hat on, and it is about making sure everybody feels heard, they feel special, and everybody's involved. But of course, the wedding couple, you're the clients, and it is about just, making sure everybody feels okay, they feel heard, and you just mediate and make sure that the end journey is what you want. But you'll be surprised how much that happens. So the next question, and we are question 6, ask them, how many weddings do they do in a year? Now, the reason you want to ask that is, are they going to burn themselves out? If a wedding planner said to you, I do 60 weddings a year, oh my God, I take my hat off to them. I would not do that number of weddings. I would be exhausted, and I wouldn't be able to respond to my clients or, in that time, because, you want to have a wedding planner who's going to answer you, quite quickly in those questions, don't you? So just ask about, how many are there working, and how many weddings do they do? Question 7 is, ask them, what other services do they offer? Because you might get some value for money here. So they might just do wedding planning, or ask them, do they cover, anything else? In my business, as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm also a qualified and experienced celebrant. So sometimes my couples book me not only to be their wedding planner or just on the day wedding coordination, but also to deliver a celebrant-led wedding. I also own Somerset Wedding Dog Chaperone Service as well, and have a experienced team who come and help with ring bearers, dog ring bearers. So, just ask if they do anything else, and you might be able to get some more value there for money. So number 8, talking of money, ask them, how much are their services costs? You want quite a detailed quotation about what are they going to do, itemize what are they going to do, how much is it, is there any add-ons? What you're looking for is there any hidden costs? And I would always ask them, what is the policies and procedures with their expenses? So mileage, travel, accommodation, that sort of thing. So, money is really important, isn't it? So the next, number 9, can you meet them in person? Now, building up rapport and trust, you can't do that just over a telephone or via emails. Now Teams meetings, Zooms, I do a lot of meetings, via Zoom, because I do have a lot of couples who live abroad and they want to come to the UK to have their weddings. But, if you are local, go and meet them for coffee, or maybe a glass of bubbles, because that way you're going to know that they're going to meet your tone and style. Do they sound the right part? Do they look the right part that's going to, meet with your style? And do they have the sort of reviews that you're after? So that's a question as well. So now we come to number 10, and that's my really, really big one. I'm really passionate about this question. Please ask this question. Do they take commission from any venues or any suppliers that they recommend? It is quite an issue in the wedding industry, I have to say, because there is a lot of backhanders, there's a lot of commission for referrals and that sort of thing. You may find, and you may see it on venues, they have a list of preferred, put the teeth in, suppliers. Some venues are charging those suppliers to be on that list. So always ask that question about commission. Now, for me in my business, I have very positive values and behaviours, policies and procedures, and I am against this commission larking, really. When I recommend a supplier, I do it because of their reputation and not because they are paying me. I do not take any commission, any money, anything like that from a venue or any supplier, so that we do it for the right reasons. Because after all, if we all do this, who ends up paying for it? You do. And that is just not on. So that is a really question. You can hear I'm really passionate about that one, can't you? So that's my 10 questions that you potentially should ask your wedding planner, so that you know that you've got the right one that meets your tone and style, that you've got that rapport with them, you've got that trust, that they are going to be by your side from the very, first time you meet them right and through, and that they're by your side on your wedding day, and they just wish you the best. So I love what I do as a wedding planner. I've been, doing this for some years now, and each one is very, very different. And you get to know your clients, and each one is very, very different. And I just feel so honoured to do that. So I hope this has been useful. I hope that you have got confidence in me and in my business. Please subscribe to my channel. I am building up my videos. I have a website as well, which you can see at the end of this. But you can always contact me if you've got any questions or any queries. Please just reach out to me. So I hope life is treating you kindly. I'm Amanda-Louise from Amanda-Louise Night Weddings, Proposals and Events. I wish you well. Thank you for listening. Bye.